everyone, it's Princess Pandy, and welcome back to another Let's Play. Today we're starting Mass Effect 2, and we're going to continue on with our Jane Shepard from Mass Effect 1. If you guys haven't watched that yet, I'll link a playlist down below in the description, so you guys can go watch that first. If you have watched it, then yeah, let's just get into it. I do know this game is the most stressful game to me throughout the trilogy, which is strange because the third game should be stressful, right? But I just feel like this one's way stressful because it forces you into story missions without, you do a few things like side stuff and it forces you into story missions, and I hate being locked into story missions. I kind of just want to play the game at my leisure. I think we should just start a new game. Import. You see I have already 2 of them, but we're gonna go with Jane Shepard. I play that other character on my own. Renegade. Commander Shepard followed the Renegade path. Well, we mostly did. Rex survived the mission on Vermeer. Caden Alenko was killed on Vermeer. Thanks for bringing up bad memories, Mass Effect. We let the council die because screw them. And I recommended Udina, even though I think Captain Anderson was an option, but I feel like Udina would be better suited for politics. Ooh, here we go. So pretty, whatever that is.
Shepard did everything right, more than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending her to fight Geth. Geth! We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow her. She's a hero, a bloody icon.
That's right.
But she's just one woman. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose her.
Make sure Shepard doesn't die. 1 month after the devastating Geth attack on the Citadel, humanity seized political control of the galaxy. Now the human-led council is forced to respond to evidence that the Reapers, enormous machines that eradicate all advanced civilization every 50,000 years, have returned. To quell the rumors, the council... I can't read that fast! Why? They should have left that longer. Basically, we're fighting Geth instead of actually dealing with the problem. Y'all just have to pause the screen and read that. I tried. I was stuttering. Ooh. Look how good it looks. The
Disengaging
cutscene.
FTL drives.
Dr.
Ignition
Chakla.
syncs active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time.
So we're
4
invisible.
days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
Presley.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Oh.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
But who is it? That ship looks scary. Oh no, Presley! No! Oh jeez.
Kinetic barriers down.
Whoever that was.
Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
Joker. Oh jeez! They're tearing us apart! It's Liara! Oh, jeez. Our girl is here.
Shepard!
Distress beacon is ready for launch. Will the Alliance get here in time?
They damn well better.
Ah!
Oh no!
I'm not doing this just so they can find our frozen corpses. Get everyone onto the escape shuttles. Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't evacuate. I'm not leaving either.
Liara.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttles. I'll take care of Joker.
Oh, Jesus.
Shepard. Liara, go. Now. Aye, aye.
Ooh, aye aye. Get out, my love, while you can. I'll get frickin' Joker.
Everybody in! Go, go, go!
Ooh! Sorry, random girl. I don't know any other people's names. There's multiple pods though, so a lot of people got out. Good. Joker! You can't go down with the ship. We gotta go. It's not looking good. Jesus. Can the explosions chill out? Alright, we got control. Get to the cockpit.
Mayday! Mayday! This is
Jeez.
SFK Normandy!
Joker!
We've suffered heavy damage from an unknown enemy!
Okay, I'll go this way.
Come on, baby, hold together. Hold together.
Oh gosh. That is so pretty though. Everything is effed up. Okay, he has a force field, so he should be okay. Joker, let's go. Does he have a pod up here? Surely, right?
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy! I can still save her!
Joker!
The Normandy's dead, just like us if we don't get the hell out of here.
No, we just have to... Oh no.
Oh
They're
no.
gonna wrap for another attack.
They want to make sure we're dead. Well, there goes the rest of the ship.
Watch the arm.
Oh yeah, he has that brittle bone disease. You know, a few broken bones are worth it if you save his life. Oh jeez. No! No!
Commander! Shepard!
Oh no, we're floating! Ooh! Oh, I bet that hurt. Did Joker get out? He better have. Oh no! Our air. Well, guys. They failed on the one thing they were trying to do, but not let Shepard die. We're dead. That's the game, guys. Thanks for watching. Ooh, we have a what? Mass Effect Genesis, an interactive comment that summarizes the events of Mass Effect 1. Would you like to review the story so far? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's do that. backstory comic.
Just another routine mission. Why do they always say that before a mission? Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make. The paths you choose. That turn the routine into anything but. Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission. Answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. And whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Alenko. A good kid, loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core. Tough, disciplined, ready to take on whatever came her way. Ashley joined up with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Lieutenant Alenko made the mistake of getting too close. Hit him with some type of energy. I grabbed him and threw him out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move. Could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Udina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat. As was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Udina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest and nastiest looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led us to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tally.
Oh, Tally.
A tech expert with a knack for hacking. She'd procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tally's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, and disappearing back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace that they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions, but not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I'd need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara.
Liara.
A Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species, Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her
That's one way to
technique
put it.
for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Caden was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission. I told Liara about how I felt. Apparently, she felt it too. But we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission, finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead, Benezia. Saren had taken her to Noveria, where he'd enslaved the queen of a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni queen. The queen's drones were everywhere, and they were not happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone, with the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the queen was true to her word. She left and took her army of drones with her.
Wait, she took her drones?
With Saren's top lieutenant
I thought we
dead,
blew them
he
up.
was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer. But we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding.
I didn't
an
go
army
there
of
next. I went to
Krogan.
Pharaoh's.
He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. The Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base and all its research. Rex disagreed, violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down. Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me, threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split my team into 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Caden with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign, the Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he'd found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them. Caden was a good man, and a great soldier. But I had to choose. And I chose Ash. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos.
Oh, we have a picture of
a
him.
long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship, against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. Liara saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Caden's death. She could sense my doubts. We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we put our feelings aside for the sake of the mission. But why wait? We gave in to each other. And it was perfect. While it lasted. We arrived on Ilos close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died like every species before them, but a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact,
Whoa, Garrus!
heavily damaged. He'd caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope that the fleets could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Council fleets battled Saren's army outside the Citadel, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would save him. As I fought to regain control of the Citadel, the Council's flagship, the Destiny Ascension, fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our human Alliance fleet in jeopardy. The Council could be replaced. The fleets were needed here and now if we were going to defeat Sovereign. Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet. The battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell. But the costs
Thankfully.
were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left to me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, the lifetime politician, ruthless and ambitious. He would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be placed before him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair. But a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right. I didn't much like Udina, but sometimes you need a pit bull on your side. Someone willing to be the bad guy, for the sake of the greater good.
Yeah.
The war was over. The threat had passed. In time, the Council
Look at
would
the
rebuild
Turian
itself.
with the goggles
The Citadel
on.
could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way.
And look where that
I
got
gathered
you.
my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned cleanup duty, routing out any remnants of Saren's army.
Oh.
Just another routine mission.
And you ended up dead. Oh god. This looks too real.
Commander Shepard has been recovered. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
The Lazarus Project. So they're rebuilding me. goodness. Oh, wow. I mean, I guess we'll accept it. I'm not going to change it. Yeah. I mean, we were a Vanguard before. Let's see. Vanguards are outfitted with the L5N implants, enabling them to perform a biotic charge that strikes the opponent with incredible force while bringing the Vanguard in close for short-range combat. Power training, biotic charge, pull, shockwave. I think shockwave was my favorite ability in Mass Effect 2. Weapon training, shotgun, heavy pistol, submachine gun, ammo training, incendiary, and cryo. Vanguards are feared for their high-risk, high-reward combat style, closing quickly on enemies and destroy them at close range with weapons and biotic abilities. Yeah, I love shotguns and pistols. We're gonna say Vanguard. And what's this? Your achievements give you access to the following bonus powers. Select one. Or maybe it was Slam. I see I have this ammo stuff and the flash bang grenade, but Slam. I think we go with Slam. James Shepard, Earthborn, Ruthless, Vanguard, Slam. Alright, yeah, we'll accept it. Once your character is complete, you'll be able to change. Yeah, that's fine. I think we're good.
Reacting to outside stimuli.
Where the F am I?
Oh my god, Miranda. I think she's waking up.
I like this scene. This little cutscene.
Damn it, Watson. She's not ready yet. Give her the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts. Stats pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
2 doses of sedative?
Heart
Ooh.
rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. Too close. We almost lost her.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Miranda. The first person we see when we wake up.
Wake up, Commander.
It's nice of her to put my makeup on. Oh god, our faces.
Shepard, do you hear me?
We look messed up.
This facility is under attack. Shepard, your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack.
Bro, I'm trying.
There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry!
Yeah, that was nice of her to do my makeup.
Grab the pistol and armor from the locker. You don't have time to wait around.
Oh my god, Miranda!
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. We'll get you a clip from. Damn it! Those canisters by the door are going to blow. Keep your head down, Shepard. Shield yourself from the blast. Someone's hacking security trying to kill you. Look for a thermal clip for your pistol.
Surprise, surprise, someone wants me dead.
Looks like they set up a barricade to try holding the mechs off. Look out! Keep moving, we need to get to the shuttles.
I love Mass Effect 1 and all, but Mass Effect 2 is where it really got really cool with the combat. And the movement.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your position.
Can I use abilities? Okay, I have my slam, a biotic body slam that inflicts massive damage. Using a damaging shockwave. Oh, shockwave is pretty cool too. I just thought it was the slam. Burns through armor. Okay, so this also is pretty cool.
Nice work, Shepard. Coast is clear.
In this game, you can like assign quick buttons. So I could map my slam to L1. I very much like that instead of how Mass Effect 1 did it. I know there's like things you can pick up. Here's some more thermal clips. I don't need any more apparently. Oh my gosh. Oh, those poor people.
Don't waste time. I can't keep the mechs distracted for long.
You don't say.
More reinforcement. Here come the mechs. Use the grenade launcher to take them out.
Gotta click on it.
They've
There I am.
seen us.
Holy shit.
Take the elevator down 1 floor.
Okay, Miranda. Ah,
Hurry! Get to the door! Run!
I'm running.
You're doing fine, Shepard. Head to the next room and I'll try to meet you.
Miranda?
Read me. I've got mechs closing in on my position.
Well, that's not good. What the fuck? What the hell?
Progress is slow, but subject shows signs of recovery. Major organs are again functional, and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity. In an effort to accelerate the process, we've moved from simple organic reconstruction of the subject to biosynthetic fusion. Initial results show promise.
We showed promise. We got some money.
Log update. The cost of this project is astronomical. Over 4 billion credits so far.
4 billion credits to remake us.
Care that we've gone over budget. I don't know where the boss gets all his money. Maybe it's better not to know. I just wish he'd kick a little more in my direction once in a while.
Okay. Dude, I can't do shit. Oh my god.
Log update. I can't figure Miranda out. As project director, she should be ecstatic at all the progress we've made. But she's still the same old ice queen. Maybe she's worried Shepard might become the new favorite. Or maybe she is just a pure cold-hearted bitch.
Maybe she's just focused. She's got a job to do.
You're up!
Doing here? Thought you were still a work in progress.
Who are you?
You with Miranda?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot this is all new to you right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm Jacob Taylor.
I just woke up.
I've been stationed here for—
Hostiles detected.
Damn it!
Nice.
Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
I know this isn't the best time, but I'm sick of stumbling around when I don't know what's going on.
Right?
Fair enough. I'll give you the quick version.
Please
You
do.
and your ship were attacked and destroyed. You were killed. Dead as dead can be when they brought you here. Our scientists spent the last 2 years putting you back together.
2 years?
You've been comatose, or worse, that whole time.
For 2 years?
Welcome back to your life.
This doesn't look like an Alliance facility.
It isn't. I can't say much more than that for now. The Alliance officially declared you killed in action. The whole galaxy thinks you're dead. And if
Holy
we don't
crap.
get to those shuttles, they'll be right.
Were there any other survivors from the Normandy?
I'll tell you what. You help me finish off these mechs, and I'll play 20 questions with you all day.
All right.
We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm not good at long range. So how do we... Ah, oh, snap. I don't think I have an ability. That's the wrong one. That goes, like, I don't think... I can't do that here.
You're falling back.
Why are you falling back? It's just one dude.
Okay. I promised I'd answer your questions. What do you want to know?
Alright.
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me. How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad. When I first saw you, you were nothing but meat and tubes.
Holy crap.
Anywhere else, they'd have put you in a coffin. But Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
What can you tell me about the project? Were there other test subjects?
Project Lazarus only had one subject. The whole point was to bring you back. Just you. Even that was a challenge. 2 years. All the top scientists. The best technology money could buy.
What do you mean, cloning? Cybernetics?
I don't know the details. You'd have to ask the scientists. But I'm pretty sure you're not a clone. They wanted to bring you
I like how
back
people are
exactly as
screaming
you
in the
were.
background.
You're still you. You just might have a few extra bits and pieces now.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this attack? Who's behind it, what they're after?
Damn if I know. I was getting ready for some shut-eye, then bam! Bunch of explosions. Next thing I know, every damn mech in the place starts shooting at us. I'm guessing it had to be an inside job.
Oh.
You'd need top security access to hack all the mechs.
The last thing I remember is the Normandy blowing up. Did anyone else make it?
Just about everybody survived. A few servicemen from the lower decks didn't get out. Navigator Presley was killed by an explosion. But everyone else, including the non-Alliance crew, the Asari, Liara, Quarian, they all made it out alive.
Do you know what any of them are doing now?
I don't know, Commander. It's been 2 years. They've moved on. Left the Alliance. Could be anywhere.
They were my team. If they knew I was alive, they'd come back.
Maybe you can track them down after we get off the station. If we get off the station.
Oh, we're getting off the station. Alright,
What's
tell me
your
about
job
yourself.
here?
Depends on who you ask. Technically, I'm Miranda's top lieutenant. But I'm just a soldier. I served 5 years in the Alliance before this. Now I'm in charge of the station's security. Usually a lot more dull than this. Normally I don't fire my gun unless it's target practice.
When I first woke up, someone named Miranda was talking to me over the radio. We lost contact just before I ran into you.
Miranda Lawson is the station's ranking officer. She led the Lazarus team. It was her job to bring you back to life, no matter what. Should have guessed she'd try to save you.
No matter
She's not
what.
about to give up on you now. You said you lost contact. Could you tell what was happening?
Yeah, it didn't sound good.
Some gunfire and an explosion right before I lost her.
She knows how to take care of herself. But I hope she's okay.
I guess that's everything. Let's go.
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's probably best if we...
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
Wilson, this is Jacob.
Wilson.
I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell? Never mind. You need to get her out of there. Get to the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
I'm a bad bitch. You
Roger
can't
that,
kill
Wilson.
me.
Stay on this frequency.
I think I remember a Wilson checking on me one time when I woke up.
That's him. He's the chief medical tech.
Okay.
Answers directly to Miranda. Come on. The service tunnels are this way.
Okay. Hopefully we get some close combat fighting so we can test out our abilities. Oh gosh.
Sleep mode ended.
Damn it, Wilson.
Oh.
This room is crawling with mechs.
The whole station is crawling with mechs. I'm doing the best I can.
Okay, what's my other ability? Triangle, the charge.
Wilson, find us another route out of here. Preferably one...
Oh, God. They found me.
Oh.
Help!
Wilson, where are you?
Server room B! Hurry! They're out of control!
Up those stairs, Shepard.
Oh, God. I'm hit! They shot me!
Jesus, dude. Well, if he dies, he dies.
Physical reconstruction of subject is complete, but we still need to evaluate all mental and neurological functions. Our orders were clear. Make Commander Shepard who she was before the explosion. The same mind, the same morals, the same personality. If we alter her identity in any way, if she's somehow not the woman she used to be, the Lazarus Project will have failed. I refuse to let that happen.
So, oh my god, this chair. I guess we'll figure that out later. We seem like the same person.
Shepard, down here! Bastards got me in the leg!
You were there the first time I regained consciousness.
Yeah, that was me. How about we talk about this after we fix my leg?
Should be some metagel in the first aid station on
Well,
the
where's
wall.
the robots?
Hopefully there's enough to get him up and moving again.
Grab the metagel from the first aid station on the wall.
Okay.
Thanks, Shepard. Never thought you'd save my life. Guess that makes us even now, huh? I thought maybe I could shut down the security mechs, but whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't ask what you were doing.
Huh?
Why do you even have security mech clearance? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you listening? I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot. How do you explain that?
I don't care who set up who. Those mechs are shooting at all of us. We'll sort it out later.
We need to find Miranda first. We can't just leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she survived.
A bunch of mechs won't drop Miranda. She's alive.
Then where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only two possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
Haven't known her long enough to trust her.
This project was Miranda's baby. She'd never sabotage it.
That's what make it seem like in the logs.
Maybe
at
she's
least.
not a traitor, but that doesn't change the facts. We're here, she's not. We need to save ourselves.
Wilson, you're
Shuttle bay is
you're
only
being kind of
few-
sketchy.
We can overload the canisters to clear a path for the shuttles.
Overload. Dude, he stood right beside it. He said he can overload the canisters, and then he stood right
Okay, we
beside
took
it.
him down. But this is getting tense. Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
We won't make it if she's expecting a shot in the back.
If you want to piss off the boss, it's your ass, Jacob.
The Lazarus Project, the program that rebuilt you. It's funded and controlled by Cerberus.
I wiped out my share of Cerberus projects when I was a Spectre. Back then they were trying to kill me. Why the change of heart?
Those answers are way above my pay grade. But basically, things change. The Alliance declared you dead. They gave up. Cerberus spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd
Well?
be suspicious too. But right now we have to work together. I thought you deserved to know what's what.
I appreciate that, Jacob, for being
Once we're
straight
off
up.
the station, I'll take you to the elusive man. He'll explain everything. I promise.
Elusive man. Is he in charge of all this?
Yeah, that's not his real name, of course. Nobody knows who he really is.
It was a code name the Alliance used for him. Kinda stuck.
I don't care what his name is. He just needs to answer my questions. All of them.
He spent a lot of money and time bringing you back. I'm
Whoa,
sure he'll
Wilson?
be more than happy to tell you
The
whatever
hell?
you want to know.
It's not much farther to the shuttle bay.
Okay. I'm glitching out, bruh.
You've been spotted.
Okay, in this one you can't just use all your abilities. I wish I had a shotgun. You have to wait for your ability thing to recharge before you can use another ability. Where are they?
Can't target. Can't reach the truth.
What do you mean you can't reach them? Well, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die! Please just let me go down. Oh no. Oh no. That was gonna be bad. My first death in the first area. Why can't I reach?
Target them.
Why? Am I too far away? Could I just... I can walk in the room. I don't know why I couldn't do my shockwave.
Test subject has been recovered, but the damage is far worse than we initially feared. In addition to the expected burns and internal injuries from the explosion, subject has suffered significant cellular breakdown due to long-term exposure to vacuum and sub-zero temperatures. Despite the extent of the physical trauma, Wilson assures me subject is salvageable. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
Wow, really? Even through all of that, I was salvageable? That's interesting. Like, we were messed up. We suffocated for one, which if you guys remember from Mass Effect 1, we found someone that was without oxygen for too long, and they were non-recoverable. I mean, they were a nobody though. It's a side mission. And then we were frozen, basically.
Come on, through here.
That's interesting.
We're almost at the... Miranda, but you were...
Oh, damn.
Dead?
What the hell are you doing?
My job. Wilson betrayed us all.
I had a feeling Wilson was just looking for a chance to shoot me in the back.
Good instincts. Some people are far too trusting to ever see that coming. Come on, let's grab this
Yeah,
shuttle
he was
and get
kind of
out here.
sketchy.
To speak to you.
You mean the elusive man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get her to join our cause.
Well, since we're getting everything out in the open, is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
Yes, there is.
Convenient that you show up as we're leaving. Where were you during the attack?
Besides trying to save your life? Wilson figured out I was helping you and he sent an army of mechs to take me out. I got here as soon as I could. Probably a little too soon if you ask Wilson.
Okay.
What about the rest of the people on the station?
This is the evac area. If they're not here now, they're not coming.
Oh my gosh.
We can't leave without knowing for sure. We need to go back and look.
Don't you get it? The only one worth saving is you. Everyone else is expendable.
She's right. We all knew the risks when we signed up. Without you, there's no point to any of this.
Okay.
Where are we going?
Another Cerberus facility. The elusive man is waiting for you there.
I'm not sure I trust you.
This is the only shuttle off the station. You want to stay and rot with the mechs? Be my guest.
You wouldn't let that happen, Miranda.
You're the Lazarus Project's director, aren't you?
That's right. I put 2 years of my life into this project. Into you.
What does Cerberus want from me?
Maybe you should ask the elusive man when you meet him. He poured virtually unlimited resources into Lazarus. Obviously, he has some kind of plan for you.
Alright, I guess
I've
let's
had
go
enough
and
of this
find out
station to
then.
last a lifetime.
Or 2, in your case. Come on.
Haha. Because I died. It's hilarious.
Before you meet with the elusive man, we need to ask a few questions to evaluate your condition.
Come on, Miranda. More tests? Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
2 years?
Did you say 2 years? I've been gone that long?
2 years and 12 days. And you were on an operating table for most of it.
The sooner we start, the sooner we can be done. Start with personal history.
Okay. Records show you grew up on Earth. Tough environment, no parents.
Yeah.
You enlisted and led troops during some heavy fighting, most notably on Torfin. Do you remember taking on some Batarian slavers?
Those bastards were dug in deep in a fortified bunker. They sent a lot of good soldiers to their deaths. That's how it had to be.
You got the job done. That's all that matters. Satisfied, Miranda?
Almost. Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Lieutenant Caden Alenko was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave him behind?
I left a friend to die that day and I didn't do it casually. But I had to save as many people as I could. Caden gave his life for the rest of the team. Without him, I couldn't have stopped Saren. He died a hero.
I understand, Commander. And I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda. Enough with the quizzes. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the elusive man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
It better be enough, because we ain't going back. Alright.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
I wouldn't keep the elusive man waiting.
Okay, jeez.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
We'll go talk. What's this? Oh yeah, we can customize. That's another thing I love about the recon hood, about this game. Like, you can literally customize your armor to be exactly what you want it to be. I think I'm gonna keep the normal red. What other patterns do we have? I like that. It's brighter red. I think I'll just keep the default red. Because I do like that. What's the tint do? Oh. Material. You can make it super shiny, guys. But yeah, I love this. Whoa, fancy. I think this is new. I don't remember this from the older games. Maybe I'm mistaken. Could be like a doctor, engineer, navigator, I think that's what that is. I'm gonna go with the casual hoodie because it just looks good. Alright. Guess let's meet up with the elusive man. See what he has to tell us. Well, hi.
Commander Shepard.
Elusive man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
A necessary precaution. Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
Alright.
From what I hear, I cost you a fortune. Why'd you do it?
For the defense and preservation of humanity. I didn't spend 2 years and billions of credits bringing you back to serve as a common soldier. But humanity is up against the greatest threat of our brief existence.
The Reapers.
Good to see your memory's still intact. How are you feeling?
I noticed a few upgrades. I hope you didn't replace anything really important.
We tried to keep you as intact as possible. We need Shepard, just as you were when you defeated Sovereign.
What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies.
Just
we
humans?
believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and the Geth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
Fighting a war doesn't seem like Cerberus. Why are you involved?
We're committed to the advancement and preservation of humanity. If the Reapers are targeting us, trying to wipe us out, Cerberus will stop them. If we wait for politicians or the Alliance to act, no more human colonies will be left.
Sovereign was trying to harvest all life in the galaxy. Why would the Reapers target a few human colonies?
Hundreds of thousands of colonists have vanished. I'd say that fits the definition of harvesting. Nobody's paying attention because it's random, and the attacks occur in remote locations. I don't know why they've suddenly targeted humanity. Maybe you got their attention when you killed one of them.
Yeah, maybe. They're like, humans are a problem. We should get rid of them first. Wait, they moved the answers. I don't think we did Alliance yet.
If this is a threat against humanity, you need to mobilize the Alliance.
The Alliance is overwhelmed by the responsibility you gave them. They're too busy building relations to put resources into verifying the Reaper threat. Blaming the abductions on mercs and pirates is easier and more convenient.
Ah, Udina.
You could have trained an entire army for what you spent to bring me back.
You're unique. Not just in ability or what you've experienced, but in what you represent. You stood for humanity at a key moment. You're more than a soldier. You're a symbol. And I don't know if the Reapers understand fear, but you killed one. They have to respect that.
True. Okay, well, where do we start? Because I do want to stop the Reapers.
If you're after the Reapers, just point me in the right direction.
We got that in common.
Miranda was worried you'd be resistant. She's not usually wrong. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda and Jacob will brief you.
Miranda killed Wilson in cold blood. Jacob's just a gun for hire. You expect me to trust them?
Wilson was one of my best agents, but he was a traitor. Miranda did exactly what I expected of her, and she saved your life in more ways than one. Jacob's a soldier, one of the best. He's never fully trusted me, but he's always been honest about it.
Yeah, he's an honest one.
You'll be just fine with them. For now.
Alright.
I'll get what you're looking for and be back before you know it.
Good to hear it. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do the rest.
Yeah, I get it. Level 6. Whoa! Hold on, we haven't even looked at our menus. Alright, we got Prologue Awakening. The ship is waiting for you. And then Freedom's Progress. No assignments. Let's look at our squad. Okay, we got a lot of stuff. Ooh. Then we can get... We'll do Shockwave, so we can get Pool. Alright, we already have some Paragon and Renegade points, so that's cool. We can't do anyone else. We got Codex. We're not gonna view. Okay, yeah. We're good. Guess let's go see what that colony's about.
The elusive man is very impressed with you. I'm eager to see if you can live up to his expectations on this mission.
I can't have anyone disobeying my commands when we get there.
I know who I report to. As long as you don't do anything to betray Cerberus, I'll follow your orders.
Okay, Miranda.
What's the matter, Lawson? Worried you're not his favorite anymore?
I've proven my value to the elusive man. Let's hope you're able to do the same.
Bruh.
Are you naturally this bitchy, or is it just me?
I have the utmost respect for your abilities, Shepard. It's your motivations that concern me. I believe in what Cerberus stands for. Only time will tell if you prove to be an asset or a liability to our cause.
Oh.
What can you tell me about this colony we're going to?
Freedom's Progress? It's a typical human settlement in the Terminus systems. They had a small military force for protection supplemented by mechs and security drones.
Well,
Average in almost every way, really. Completely unremarkable. Until the disappearance.
Any thoughts on what we might run into there?
A lot of empty buildings and one giant mystery.
I'd like to know more about the Lazarus Project from the person in charge.
I wasn't in charge. The elusive man was. If I was running the show, would have done a few things differently.
Huh? Like what?
What would you have changed?
To start, I would have implanted you with some type of control chip.
A control
chip? The elusive man wouldn't allow it. He was afraid it might affect your personality, alter your character somehow. He wouldn't let us do anything that might limit your potential in any way.
Well, good. I'm glad he was in charge for sure.
I'd say I like the idea of being brought back to life with a control chip in my brain.
The elusive man is taking an incredible risk with you. I just hope his gamble pays off.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Worried about my qualifications? I can crush a mech with my biotics or shoot its head off at 100 yards. Take your pick.
Did you and Jacob serve together in the Alliance?
No. The elusive man recognized my potential and recruited me at a young age.
How old were you?
Old enough to know this is what I wanted.
I was trying to get to know you as a human being.
I'm not looking for a friend, Shepard. Stay focused on the mission.
Okay, goodbye. We're gonna go talk to Jacob.
We've got an assignment. We can talk about it or we can do it.
I'm glad the elusive man convinced you to join us, Commander.
Cerberus gave me my body back. That's worth giving them a chance. One chance.
Yeah,
but you're still not convinced. Do you trust me, Commander?
I'm not sure, Jacob.
I haven't made up my mind about you yet.
At least you're giving me a chance. Most Alliance soldiers hate Cerberus on principle.
Do you know anything about this colony we're going to?
It's called Freedom's Progress. Don't know much else. I guess we'll find out when we get there.
You said you served in the Alliance.
5 years in total. Stationed all over the galaxy. Even spent a couple of years as a Corsair.
Corsair?
I've never heard of the Corsairs.
It was an Alliance initiative. They hired independent starship captains and used them for missions that fell outside official Alliance jurisdiction.
Oh.
Technically, we weren't part of the Alliance. If we ever got caught, they could disavow any knowledge of us. We were supposed to be free from restrictions and rules. But there was still enough red tape to sink a cruiser. I finally just gave up.
Why did you join Cerberus?
I guess I just got tired of never making a difference. So much of what we did in the Alliance seemed pointless. I thought things would change after the attack on the Citadel. The old council was dead, and humanity took control of the new one. But nothing changed. Politics, bureaucracy, same bullshit, different leaders.
Yeah.
Cerberus is different. When colonies go missing, we don't commission a team to write a report to figure out what the hell to do about it. We just go and find out.
Okay. I can get behind that. Action over.
That's all for now.
Just talking about it. Alright, mission complete. Gained 1,000 experience. 2 squad points gained. Shepard escaped attack on the facility along with operatives Taylor and Lawson. Facility destroyed by remote detonation. Salvage teams will ensure no incriminating data survive. Per Miranda's recommendation, I'm running security sweeps on other cells to ensure that Wilson was our only mole. Regardless of the cost, Project Lazarus was a success. Shepard is back. Yes, we are. We're back, baby. You received the following bonuses for importing a level 57 character into Mass Effect 2. Ooh, we started at level 5 because of that? Well, that's cool. We got the grenade launcher. Rapid fire grenade launcher favored by Blood Pack Vorcha mercenaries? Vorcha? Capable of taking down multiple enemies with a single well-placed shot. Effective against armor, shields, and biotic barriers. Okay.